And our next topic is cryptocurrency and double spend problem. So what cryptocurrency is? Currency which uses cryptography, that's the most easier definition, which is difficult to counterfeit and not issued by central authority. So I'm pretty sure you all must have heard about Bitcoin, that is the first cryptocurrency, Ether, Zcash, like there are number of cryptocurrency in today's world which are being used, but the one which is used most extensively is the Bitcoin. So if you want to generalize what cryptocurrency is, any currency which is not issued by a central authority. For example, our rupee or dollar that is issued by a central authority. For example, in India we have RBI. Here in Canada we have Bank of Canada, right? So it is generally all these and all those currencies are called fiat currency, FIAT, fiat currency. Those fiat currencies are issued by a central authority, and especially in India you will see it's not that difficult to counterfeit. There's so much of fake currencies, right? So I think we can safely say that okay, it's not that difficult to counterfeit, and that currency do not use cryptography, and that's why it is not difficult to counterfeit. It's quite easy. Again, I should not use word quite easy, but we can see in the market that there are duplicate currencies which do exist in the market. But cryptocurrency is such a thing that it is really difficult to make a copy of cryptocurrency. For example, Bitcoin, if you have one Bitcoin, you cannot make a copy that you cannot make it two. That's close to impossible. Okay. And that's the benefit of cryptocurrency. Also, why I emphasize on this last point, not issued by central authority. When the currency is issued by central authority, then it gets fluctuated by lots of factors. For example, if you go to Zimbabwe, Ajay, maybe you can correct me. I think if my figures are wrong. If you go to Zimbabwe, practically you have to take millions and millions dollars, like Zimbabwe dollars, not millions, but at least thousands, at least a bag full of dollars, even to buy vegetables, because the local government, the Zimbabwe's government, has not done well on financially, and that's why the value of their currency has gone down. Also in day-to-day world we see that there's so much difference, like every day you see there's a fluctuation between Indian rupee, US dollars, Canadian dollars, Australian dollars, right? There's a whole lot of fluctuation. So why not we all can agree to adopt one currency all over the world fluctuation that will make that fluctuation go away, and that will help whole lot of economy. So suppose there is a war going on in certain region, or there is a drought, happening in some other region. All those factors will not affect the currency globally, because we have a one global currency all over the world, and that's the aim. I'm not saying we will achieve that aim, but that's the aim of cryptocurrency, that maybe we can have a currency which is not controlled by anyone. So when we talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not controlled by anyone. There is no company, there is no organization. The protocol, the blockchain or the Bitcoin protocol automatically take care of all the functionality of Bitcoin. Okay, how many Bitcoin should be there in the system, how it should be there in the system, everything is done by the protocol. There is no central party, or there is no centralized company who controls Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the concept behind cryptocurrency. Although going forward, our main aim is not to discuss more about cryptocurrency. Neither we all should not be interested into cryptocurrency. Well, you can read about it, but I'm not going to cover cryptocurrency going forward. This is the one and only time when I'm talking about cryptocurrency. We are more interested in application of blockchain. Cryptocurrency is one of the application of blockchain, where as a student, or from a technology perspective, we should not be interested about cryptocurrency. But yeah, if you are financially sound, and if you want to invest or whatever you want to do with, that's your choice. But in our course, or going forward in BRC, in Blockchain Research Center, we will not be working on cryptocurrency. Okay, we will be using the concept but not for cryptocurrency. Any questions on cryptocurrency?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, as you said that everything is governed by the rules,
Mhm.
so that rules must be there in the code
Right,
or that system which was deployed.
right,
And sir, also that once it is deployed, it cannot be changed.
right.
But sir, how was it possible to make it so perfect at the first place so that it ran so well for the years and still it is stable?
Right.
Because when we write the code, there are a lot of bugs. Even I
Yeah,
find bugs in the code which I wrote 2 years back. Now I encounter the bugs. So how is this perfection possible?
yeah. So, see, yeah, perfection is not possible. That's one thing. So, I'm not sure that you heard about this person Satoshi Nakamoto or not. I do not like. We do not know who he is. He's a person or he's a company or whatever. So his beauty was that somehow he was able to write that perfect code. It was not 100% perfect, but close to perfect. Okay. But you raised a good point that, yeah, whatever program we deploy in blockchain, you cannot change it. And that's true. You cannot change that program. But but there are ways, okay, there are ways
Mhm.
that architecturally you can deploy the program in such a way that some of the part of the programs you can change. Okay. And then,
Neeraj, I will just like to add one more thing here.
yeah,
When we say about the rules, here rules are what is coded, right? So,
Yes,
Animesh, like it is not like there is rule was and that was coded in. See, if there is something wrong in the code, then also it is the rule.
yes,
You're
right,
exactly.
getting
That's what I'm saying.
what
Yes.
I'm trying to explain. So that is the rule basically. If it is wrong, if it is the bug, then also it is the rule, right? Until
Okay.
unless the whole community decides, yeah, this is wrong and we need to remove it. Until that point,
yeah,
the code is the rule and the code decide what needs to be done.
that's right.
Sir,
Okay.
I would like to add one thing. Yeah, Ethereum recently implemented a hard fork in its network.
Yeah. So actually, I did
Yes,
wanted to use that word hard fork and soft fork because I'm
yeah,
not sure that everyone is aware. That's true. So yes, the protocols can be changed, and in order to change the protocol in Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of these public blockchain, there are two ways. Either you can do soft fork or hard fork. I'll not go into detail what soft fork and hard fork is, but I'll explain in one line. There certain times it is possible that changes are backward compatible. Okay. So what I'm
Okay.
saying is that there are certain miners, they will change their self, they will change their protocol on their side, and those changes will be backward compatible. So those are called soft fork that entire network do not have to change. But there are certain change. For example, in Bitcoin, there can be only 21 million Bitcoin. Again, Ajay, someone just correct me if that value is not correct. But I think it's maximum there can be a 21 million Bitcoin. Okay. If you want to change this hard coded value that no, it cannot be 21 million, but it can be like 42 million. For that, you want everyone to change, everyone in that network to change, every miner in the network to change. When you have to do that, that is called the hard fork. So that's what in Ethereum also, Ethereum is not perfect, but they are coming closer to perfection. That okay, if they have to change, there are certain changes which are backward compatible. That is just a soft, that's called soft fork. But there are certain changes which you have to force entire network to do it. That is called hard fork. And again, you cannot force it. The way hard fork work is that there's a way to do voting. So someone raised a voting that EIPs are raised. EIP stand for Ethereum Improvement Protocol. You say that you want to do this EIP, which will do this function. Everyone will start reviewing it, and everyone start voting it that yes, I want this thing or I do not want this thing. Okay. When I think the voting reaches 85-90% or something like a very high number, then everyone decide, okay, let's make this change. Okay. And that's what we call hard fork. So we decided, okay, 10 a.m. IST to 12 p.m. IST, these changes will be implemented, and then every miner in the network will be done, and then after 12 p.m., that particular protocol will be followed. That's how the changes are done. So changes can be done, But you see, it's so difficult. If suppose 5,000 people all over the world is running Ethereum, then I think at least 4,000, 4,500 people needs to agree that okay, this change is required. So here we
Okay.
are saying that
Got
you need a majority in order to make a change, and we live in assumption. So since we are in democracy, right? We all are in a democratic world. So we live in the assumption that if majority says that something is right, then it is right. If majority says that sun rises in the west, then sun will rise in the west. Okay, so we cannot say that the changes is right or wrong. What we are assuming is majority is saying, then things will be right. Although we will talk about more about this majority concept in coming lectures, but that's it. I would like to talk on hard fork or soft fork.
Okay, sir, got it.
Yeah,
One more thing, I think we should uh, focus more on testing first before deploying
that's right.
any
You need a
program
very
app.
rigorous testing because recently, if you all remember when I was there in AKG, I asked you guys to study about DAO attack, DAO, Distributed Autonomous Organization attack,
Yes, yes,
where
yes,
one
sir.
mistake led
Yes,
to $150 million. Again, sorry, my numbers can be wrong, but it led to huge loss, financial loss. So yes, this is a system which is extremely good, but while coding, you have to be extremely careful that what you are coding, and it has to be properly tested. So because you get something at the cost of something, right? So you are losing your update functionality in order to get immutability. So you get something, you lose something. That's how the system works. Okay. The very
okay,
quickly,
thanks.
no problem. Anyway, next topic is double spend problem. Initially, I was creating a slide, but then I said that I won't create a slide. I'm pretty sure that all of you were there in the initial lecture when I was presenting at AKG. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right? Everyone else, because I covered double spend problem in quite detail. So I like intentionally I do not want to cover here. I want you guys, start discussing among yourself what this spend problem is. So animation, like if you can, if I'm pretty, I think you all have you have got the lab right in the college. You have a space now in the college, right?
Yes, sir. We have.
Yeah. So maybe someone can take a lead. Just go there. Use that lab. For something good. So I'll leave it to you that you guys talk about double spend problem. If you have question, then get back to me. I do not want to go to that entire story again because it will take some time, and I think that time we had some very good discussion when I was there in AKG.
Yes, sir. You had explained it very well.
Okay, thanks. Then I will skip the double spend problem. Still, anyone has any question? Then yeah, feel free to ask question right now, or later on also you can ask. But yeah, this double spend problem, just discuss among yourself. Okay.